Hello, everyone. So I'm here to talk about how we use Prometheus at Malt to monitor our Kubernetes platform. So first I will introduce myself. My name is Thierry Salé, and I work at Malt as a DevOps since 1 year now. And also I'm a member of the Monitoring Lyon meetup group, and you can follow me on Twitter, @Tessal. So today I will first present you the Malt company. Then I will talk about Kubernetes application. We have a lot of application at Malt. And after a little focus on Terraform, which Olivier already told you. And then I will tell you how we deploy Prometheus to monitor all our applications. So deployment in Kubernetes, configuration of Prometheus, alerting, and if you have time, a little bonus Grafana annotation directly with Prometheus. So Malt community is a freelancer company. I don't know if there is a freelancer here. Maybe yes, cool. So Malt is the first platform in France, Spain, and Germany of freelance. It's a marketplace. So do you have a profile on Malt? Maybe yes. Cool. But so you don't have to tell how it works. So basically, you create a profile with your skills, your experience, and after that, companies can directly contact you on the platform and send you a proposition for business and work. And you directly trade with the company on the platform with the client. So Malt company, we have around 50 people in the product team. So there is developers, product managers, data analysts, designers. All these people are in 6 teams, and we are 3 ops teams. So Olivier, me, and Julien. To handle all the platform infrastructure of Malt. And all these 50 people, developers, PM, etc., are developing the application, so the website, the search engines, recommendations, profile, etc. So there is a lot of development every day. And each time a developer push a commit in the repo, this trigger deployment. So it's around 150 deployments per day. So we need to be very scalable. That's why we choose Kubernetes. So voilà, we need to have faster deployments. Donc, we don't want to wait to run an Ansible playbook to create resources, and after that the application is deployed. So kubectl apply and the application is deployed. It's easier. Everyone who knows a little Kubernetes can deploy his application, and we want to simplify with Argo CD and all the CD pipeline. This and stronger with Kubernetes. When we have a deployment, it will handle that you always have 3 instances of your application all the time. If one of the instances crash, it will restart another one automatically. With Kube, we also have a lot of included services. We are on Google Kubernetes, GKE, and there is included monitoring, metrics, logs, and security by design. So we use Vault to generate a certificate for all the application, and they communicate between each other with SSL. And also scalability, performance, and self-service. Maybe we will open a Malt in more countries in the few years, so we need to prevent that be scalable. So Malt application, there are a lot of application, mainly Java Spring Boot application, some Node.js application, some Python for data analysts, and some Go application I will tell you later. So here's the Kubernetes application. So we have like I said, a lot of applications, the dashboard application, analytics application, the web application, jobs for sending notification, etc. We have the traffic load balancer, like Olivier said you before. We have a recommendation engine in Python, and all these applications are inside the Kubernetes cluster, and outside the cluster we have a classic VM with a stateful database, so Elasticsearch for the search engine, MongoDB, PostgreSQL, RabbitMQ for messaging, Redis for cache, and HashiCorp, Consul, and Vault for service discovery and security. So a little focus on CI/CD, like Olivier said before, we use the pipeline is this one. So when a developer commits a new feature in the GitHub repository, this trigger a new Bamboo pipeline, which build and run the test of the application. If the tests are okay, it will build a Docker image and push to the registry. After that, it will trigger Argo CD sync command to tell Argo CD, go fetch the GitLab deployment configuration and sync the application on the Kubernetes cluster. So Argo CD also do upgrade run jobs before deploy the application. Now Terraform. Terraform is the tool I use to deploy Prometheus. So it's a very cool tool. Like Olivier said, it's you describe it, you apply it. You describe your resource once, and after that you can apply it. And if you update the resource, it will update or remove it. There are a lot of providers, so you can manage Google instance, OpenStack, AWS, Kubernetes. You can, for Grafana, you can create a dashboard and data source. You can manage your vault, create a user in PostgreSQL or MySQL. You can manage everything with Terraform. It's very powerful. And it's reusable. So we use a workspace in Terraform. You can create as many workspace as you want, and you just have to switch workspace to switch your environment. So you describe your resource once, and after that it will be created in production, staging, feature testing, etc. And also we use the Kubernetes provider, who is open source now. The concept is before we have the namespace, service, etc. We have all the Kubernetes resources we want to deploy, and we can use a K2TF tool Olivier told you before, and it will convert it to Terraform resources. Okay, it's basically switch from camel case to snake case and add code everywhere. So Prometheus, do you know Prometheus a little? Yes? No? It's not a new Alien movie. It's a monitoring tool. It's open sourced by SoundCloud, a music platform, in 2012. The concept is that you don't push metrics to Prometheus. You have it's Prometheus who will pull it. So each application will expose an HTTP endpoint / metrics, and Prometheus will scrap all the metrics and ingest it. It's a service discovery based, so you don't have to tell my application 1, application 2, application 3, etc. You just tell it, here is my Kubernetes namespace, and found all the pods in that namespace, and it will automatically found the application and collect it. All the configuration is based on YAML, and it has an integrated time series database. So each metrics who are collected are stored inside Prometheus, and you can query it after with the name of the metric and the tags. So for example, you can get me a CPU with a host equal my host name. Also, it manages alerting, so you can create inside Prometheus alert rules. So you can tell if my CPU is too high or my disk space is too low. send an alert. And there is also a Grafana data source to create a beautiful dashboard. We will see it later. So here is the schema of the actual Prometheus deployment in Kubernetes. So on the left part, we have all the Java application, the Kubernetes metrics exposed directly by Kubernetes, the traffic load balancer, Telegraph for host metrics in the stateful database. We can collect all these metrics. You can install exporters for have directly MongoDB metrics, MySQL metrics. All you want is there is an exporter for your application. So Prometheus will scrap all the metric and store it inside his database. And in the same pod, so in the same container of Prometheus, of Kubernetes, we have Prometheus and Thanos together. And once Prometheus writes the files on the disk, Thanos will catch the file and send it to a cloud storage bucket. So we can have a long-term retention with that. Once the data, the metrics are uploaded to the cloud storage, we can use Thanos compactor to downsample the metric to keep a huge retention period. We can use the store API to query the stored files. And finally, Thanos query, who can query both the store API and the Thanos sidecar to have long-term metrics and real-time metrics at the same time. Also, there is an alert manager. When Prometheus trigger an alert from the roles you decided, it will receive the alert and dispatch the alert to the correct media, for example, Slack or mail or SMS, what you want. And finally, Grafana, the dashboard tooling to have a beautiful metrics. So now we'll not focus on all the Terraform plan I made to deploy this. I will only show you the command parameters for each component and show you the main parameters. So basically for Prometheus, we have the min and max blocks duration. We fix it to 2 hours. So every 2 hours, Prometheus will write a block file with the metrics for the last 2 hours, and it will never write inside it again. So the Thanos sidecar share volume TSDB path. This is the same folder shared between the two containers, and Thanos will catch the file and upload it to the bucket. After that, we have the store gateway who can query the bucket to retrieve the metrics. The Thanos compactor who queries the bucket to compact the metrics. So we can tell I want to keep raw metrics during 3 days. Then after that, I keep 5 minutes meaning during 1 month. And after I can keep 1 hour retention during a year or more. And finally, the Thanos query who query both the store API and the Thanos sidecar. So the service discovery. So I don't know if you see the series on Netflix, Star Trek Discovery. No. The concept is you create jobs for service discovery, and for example, I say give me found all the pods in the namespace Prometheus and the namespace monitoring. So Prometheus will query the Kubernetes API and retrieve all the pods that are running. After that, I do some reliable configs to filter. I want only the pods that have the annotation Prometheus IO scrape true, and only the pods that have the port name HTTP. So the action is keep. I can do the reverse, drop the pod with the annotation, I don't know, don't collect me. And one last action is all the other labels I found on the pods, you relabel it to have a simpler tag. And finally, donc all the reliable configs are done before the scrapping. It's done when the discovery is done. So we have targets and we filter them. And after the scrapping is done, we have a metrics reliable config. And there I will tell Prometheus to drop labels I don't want, to don't expose the cardinality. If I have too much labels, my time series database will explode. So all the tags I don't want, I drop it. Alerting, so once Prometheus generates alerts, it will send it to Alert Manager, and Alert Manager receives the alerts, deduplicate them. So if we have two Prometheus instances for high availability, it will deduplicate the metrics or the alerts and route the alerts to Slack, to mail, to SMS. If the alert is still warning during 1 hour, it will escalate it to the big boss, or I don't know. So it's a very powerful tool too. You can configure Prometheus alerts directly inside Prometheus YAML configuration. So for example, we have some alerts when a replica is unavailable in a deployment during more than 30 minutes, it will trigger an alert directly. Or I have a pod that restarts too much time in the last 10 minutes, alert. We have a lot of alerts. You can find some in the awesome Prometheus alerts website, which is great. And that's what we have in the Prometheus UI and Slack alert channel. And finally, we use Alert Manager to send alerts to a little Go project I've done. It's a prompt to Grafana. So when I receive an alert, I will create an annotation in the Grafana dashboard to have a beautiful alert at which moment the alert is done. So here we have a dashboard with my application start. And here I can see the annotation. My pod admin was crash loopback at this time. And in green, the annotation are the new deployment. So there is a new deployment at 15, and 10 minutes later, the pod can start. So maybe a developer did something bad. That's it. Any question? Yes.
I have one. You are in Google Cloud.
In what?
It's in Google Cloud.
Yes.
Why you went to the monitoring of Google Cloud and went to
Because the Stackdriver monitoring solution in GKE is not very powerful. You have to create all your dashboard manually, and the UI is not very good. You can't create your dashboard with API or as code. And I don't know, I already used Grafana for a long time, and Prometheus too, so. The Stackdriver is not very good. There is a Grafana data source, so you can create dashboard with that Stackdriver metrics, but not alerts.
Because it's quite hard to manage all this. It's very good, but
but once we have done this, it's running fine, and with 2 hour retention on the Prometheus, the RAM consumption is stable all the time.
Yeah, I think it's the hardest part.
Yes.
To have like the metrics for a long time. And,
yes.
And what happens when it goes to the cloud and you want to see some stats from 1 week ago?
Yes.
It's integrated with Grafana?
Yes, yes, I can show you.
It was one of the parts I didn't understand.
Comment je change? I will will show you the. So here I can show you the dashboard I showed you before. And if I want to say last 7 days, up, I have all my deployments, annotation, admin deployed. So that's Argo CD who puts the annotation, and I can go back in time.
And that's going to Google Cloud Storage.
Yes, yes, yes. So Google Cloud Storage is very cheap. You can put a lot of files inside. It's not expensive.
And is Grafana who is going to Google Cloud? Or is
Grafana is inside the Kubernetes cluster. Oh, there's no metric for this. Maybe another one. There was an error here. Crash loopback. But yes, Grafana will ask Thanos query to retrieve metrics from both Thanos sidecar and Thanos storage API.
so you have something like you calling to one.
Yes.
The sidecar is calling to Prometheus. I didn't know this stuff.
Where is the schema? Yes. So here we have the Thanos query. So Grafana call Thanos query, and Thanos query will call Thanos sidecar, who has the real-time metrics. The last past 2 hours are stored here, and the previous metrics are stored here, here.
So Thanos query is the data source for Grafana.
Thanos query, yes.
So even if you don't have this, you can put Thanos. If you can have it, because I'm not.
I can basically remove all the Thanos stuff and plug Grafana to Prometheus directly.
No, but I think it's nice because even if you don't have the cloud, you have like something in the middle that you can add more.
Yes.
More.
And with Thanos, you can even do some Prometheus aggregation. You can have multiple clusters with Prometheus instance and Thanos instance, and one Thanos query who can query all your Prometheus management.
Which company is behind it?
I don't know. It's
if you don't know, I can Google it. I can Google it.
It's a CNCF project too, I think. Thanos. It's open source. There is another concurrent, it's Cortex, but it's very, very difficult to deploy. I don't understand the README. So that's it. Thank you.